Last week, the Texas Senate passed a permitless carry bill that would allow Texans to carry a handgun without a license. The governor has previously stated that if the bill makes its way to his desk, he will sign it into law. Good morning and welcome to BS News Desk. I'm Anna Somerset, and here's some commentary on legal news making headlines for May 10th, 2021. What kind of impact will permitless carry have in Texas? Today, I'm going to discuss the law and offer some insights from a perspective that you might not have considered. First, let's learn a little bit more about what has passed the Texas Senate.
HB 1927 has been passed by the Texas Senate, and Governor Abbott
Listen, I think it can get across the finish line.
has said he will sign it, and when he does, Texans over 21 who aren't felons won't be required to obtain a permit or complete training to carry a handgun openly or concealed anymore. Opponents like licensed to carry instructors say that may lead to new gun owners not knowing where they can or can't carry, or some not knowing the possible consequences of using a gun in public.
So, from a criminal defense perspective, let's talk about what some of those concerns are. Yes, the idea behind the bill is to protect our Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves. However, your Second Amendment right to protect yourself doesn't come without limitation. There are certainly places where a weapon is prohibited from being taken. For example, courthouses would be one. You've got bars, of course, where a high level of alcohol is being served. You've got various other places like airports where it would be unlawful to carry a weapon. The issue that raises is if you are not required to take an education course or a handgun safety course, then how would you know that? Self-education, sure, common sense may be another way, but how would it affect your rights if you do make the mistake of carrying a weapon where it is prohibited from carrying? So we have self-defense in Texas. Obviously, you can defend yourself with deadly force if it's reasonable that someone is using deadly force against you. However, there's a legal presumption that exists there. And what it means is that if someone is using deadly force against you, your actions to respond with deadly force, meaning pulling a handgun, pulling a knife, are presumed to be legal and reasonable. It would be the state's job to prove that you did so in a way that was unreasonable or unjustified. But when you are committing an offense like unlawful carrying of a weapon, or carrying a weapon in places where it's prohibited to carry a weapon, you actually lose that legal presumption. So now you, for one of the few times in the criminal justice system, have the burden to prove that you acted in a way that was reasonable or justified. So unlawful carrying of a weapon can happen in a number of ways. Like I mentioned, using a weapon where it's prohibited to use a weapon would be one. But another can be if you're also in the commission of a different criminal offense, not a traffic ticket, that doesn't count, but public intoxication would, criminal trespass would, something as minor as driving while intoxicated could, things that are seemingly unrelated to firearms. Now, of course, we're not saying driving while intoxicated isn't an important and serious offense. We're saying it's got nothing to do with the gun in your glove box or the gun under your seat. But now all of a sudden, because you are carrying a weapon or in possession of a weapon while committing another criminal offense, you are committing also an unlawful carrying of a weapon Class A misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to a year in jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Now that's not a new law, that's been on the books. But our concern as criminal defense attorneys is now you're gonna have more people carrying who are not as educated on the functions of a gun or the restrictions on Second Amendment rights. And therefore, by its very nature, more people getting unlawful carrying of a weapon charge. And not only is that a crime that could end up on your criminal record and have you face jail time, but it's also one where you could lose your legal presumption of reasonableness and justification when defending yourself. So there's a fear that the very bill that we're using as Texans to protect a Second Amendment right is actually going to start degrading our protections whenever we do have to defend ourselves. If you guys have any other comments or questions, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer any questions that we can. That's it for VS News Desk, the place you turn to for the latest legal news. I'm Anna Somerset, and thanks for watching.